Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog. And when we talk about supply and demand, one of the issues is there's not enough for sale. And when we talk about what's for sale, we often ask, what about completions? What about housing completions? Housing completions in Toronto are condos because there's nowhere to build houses. So when you talk about a new house, quote unquote, you might talk about, oh well, we bought a property and we tore down the existing one and we built ourselves a new house. But in terms of going from 0 to 1, or a million houses to 1,010,000, I think a lot of what we're going to see in the future is simply this: a double lot. That's a double lot, okay? That house at the back is just a coach house. So I think this house will be torn down and eventually two will be built in its place. A 50-foot lot, you'll have two properties built on 25s, and thus the housing stock is increased. Do you know how I know this is going to happen? Because of this. This is the property 2 doors down. And this is some really bad fencing that's just asking for liability, but this is exactly what that was there. This is a property that was a double lot, and I can almost guarantee, why don't we go take a look up here and take a look at the footings. I can almost guarantee this is going to be 2 detached houses with a couple of feet in between them, as opposed to 2 semi-detached houses, because you will of course get a far better price for the detached. And yes, as you can see here, the footings are poured and you've got 2 detached houses. So where you used to have a 50-foot lot or a 48-foot lot, and then you had a massive driveway or just a lot of unused space, this is the highest and best use of this property. And that property over there was exactly the same thing. 2 houses were built in place of where there used to be 1. So again, to go back to my point earlier about the problem in Toronto, the housing problem, it comes down to supply and demand, and there just is not enough supply. But it's because there are no new houses. In cities all around the world, there's new houses. Oh, X number of new homes were built this quarter. In Toronto, those refer to condos. There's just nowhere to build houses. And that's why we talked last week about potentially building somewhere in the Greenbelt to increase the number of houses that are in the GTA. And so I'm going to walk down this street afterwards, and I'm going to show you an example of where a couple of more houses that are like this one here were torn down recently and 2 were built in its place.